Hey, welcome back to Aaliyah Inspires Finance, where we turn your early retirement dreams into actionable plans. So, I'm Aaliyah. This podcast is here to help you build a secure financial future. We're just going to go ahead and get started. So, you know that moment when you're sitting at your desk, you're kind of scrolling through social media, right? So, it just seems like everybody is on vacation, like they're traveling somewhere. And you just think, like, how do they do that? Well, today, we're actually going to pull back the curtain on what could be your ticket to living life on your own terms. So let me share something. Let me share something with you. So about 6 years ago, I was exactly where many of you are right now. So I had a great job on paper, but it just didn't feel right. It felt like I was trading my time for money, just kind of watching the clock tick away. And then I discovered this way of life is actually called FIRE. So FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. And it was like someone just switched on the lights. It just made so much sense. So I'm just going to explain what FIRE is to you. So imagine having enough money invested that you could live off the returns forever. That's financial independence in a nutshell. So the retire early part, that's like the cherry on top of it, basically. And it doesn't always mean what you think it does. So let's think about it in a fun way. Do you remember playing Monopoly? So FIRE is like playing Monopoly in real life. But instead of collecting that $200 when you pass go, you're actually building a portfolio that's going to generate enough passive income to cover your living expenses, right? That sounds good? I know we're going to break down the numbers for you. So the first number we want to think about is 25. So 25, because typically you need about 25 times your annual expenses saved up to be financially independent. And I know, I get it. That sounds like a lot, but just stick with me. It's going to make sense. So let's say you make around $60,000 a year, right? So you're going to multiply that by 25, and that's going to give you 1.5 million. So that would be your FIRE number. But before you start hyperventilating, just remember it's a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. So you'll get there. You just have to be patient. But here's where it kind of gets fun. So there's different subsets of what FIRE is. So the best way to think about it, I like to say, is just think about it like ice cream, right? So you got your vanilla FIRE. So that's your traditional path. So let's say you're living on about 40 to 60K per year. And then you have your chocolate FIRE, right? So we call that fat FIRE. So that's for people who desire to live on more than 100K per year. So you have strawberry or coast FIRE. So this is kind of perfect for people who want to work part-time, even though they're technically saving now, so they can retire, but they still want to work, right? And then there's for the minimalists, there's something out for you too. So that would be called lean FIRE. So you basically live efficiently on 20 to 40K per year. So it's something for everybody, right? Not everyone desires to be a millionaire, but everybody wants to be financially independent and live on their own terms, right? Everybody wants that. And I'm 100% convinced of that. But the thing is, kind of getting started on your FIRE journey, it's like preparing for a road trip. You need a map. You need to track your current spending and income just to know where you're at. And then you need a destination. So that would be calculating your FIRE number. You also need fuel, right? If you're going to go on a road trip, but that would be maximizing your savings rate. And you definitely need a navigation system, right? So that's creating your investment strategy. So throughout this, we're going to talk about each one of those things, but this is what I really wanted to talk about today, was just talking about your FIRE number, right? And really, it just starts with making small changes. So maybe it's bringing lunch to work instead of DoorDash, right? Or you call your cell phone provider and kind of negotiate that bill down. Like these small wins just compound, just like your investments do. And I'm going to be honest with you, right? It's not easy. There's going to be times when you see your friends booking luxury vacations and you're over here maximizing your 401k. Like that doesn't sound fun, right? But here's the thing. You're not sacrificing. You're choosing a different timeline for the life that you want to live for yourself, right? So you make the decision to focus on your finances now so you can live the way you want to later. And remember, retirement is not an age, it's an income number. And I really want you to understand that. You can retire if you hit your FIRE number at any age, it doesn't matter. But before we wrap up today's episode, I want you to do something real quick. Just go with it. Just take out your phone, open your calculator. I want you to multiply your annual expenses by 25. That will be your fire number. And I know it seems scary right now and a lot, but the first step is awareness. You need to know where you're going. Okay? So if you live in the United States, you want to learn more about this fire movement, all you have to do, click the link in the description. Wherever you're listening, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.